Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to part 2 of the house building video of the Promenade. We just finished all of the stores downstairs. So we have the restaurant, we have the day spa, and we have the little bookstore. Now it's time to move on to furnishing the houses. And like I said, this part is a little bit longer because, you know, we're doing all of the houses, not just the stores. So sit back, relax, and get a snack because it's going to be one hell of a journey. I don't know why I said it like that. I wanted to have a bit of fun with it. Just go along with it. Right, so I realized here I needed to move the fire escape because I didn't really line up with anything. And there you go. So that was that. So now I think I build this apartment first. So like I said, this is the fancy apartment. This is the first one I wanted to start with just because, I don't know, I was feeling in a bit of a fancy vibe and I wanted to really start making it look pretty cool. So just figuring out, basically I'm trying to figure out what layout I can do because like I said in the previous part, because these are so thin and we need stairs, we need to figure out where we can put the stairs, especially in this build and the other 4 square one because they both need to have 2 sets of stairs, one going up to the sort of second floor and then one up to the 3rd floor because these are 3 stories, so we need a couple of flights of stairs, and it was definitely a challenge to figure out how to fit it in. And you can see right now I'm playing around with loads of different ideas, seeing what will work, seeing what won't work. We end up with this sort of layout here. I also popped out the back a little bit so there's just a little bit of extra space. So one of the bedrooms in this place is actually a weird little L shape, like a 2 square wide L-shaped room. But believe me, it works really well in the end, fits everything we need, and that makes me more than happy with that. So this particular apartment is actually quite, I was going to say quite special, but it's not. The other 4 square apartment is also kind of the same size, but it has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms in this one. So that is quite luxurious. The other ones tend to either have 1 or 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. So it's quite good for this one. And of course, this position here, right, because they're on the right hand side of the kitchen there, the bit where it indents, that's the stairs up from the street level. So this lent itself to this perfect galley kitchen that would look straight down the middle out to the backyard. And I was like, that's the perfect spot to have this galley kitchen, get these old school sort of vibes, getting this sort of bespoke look. It was actually, this particular kitchen was actually inspired by a previous room build I did called Bespoke Kitchen Room Build, where it was a similar sort of galley style kitchen. It was a bit bigger than this one. It wasn't 3 by 4 or 5 or whatever this 3 by 4 this kitchen is pretty small. It was bigger than this, but it was inspired by that. You have like sort of black cabinets and then the white, black counters and black cabinets rather, to get that sort of interesting contrast going on. We have those white stones and we have this interesting sort of white wood floorboards, which I believe I changed the floorboards into a black and white tile as well to make it really, really fancy as well, because I wanted it to really pop. Now, this is, you guys may know that there was a Sims 4 game update yesterday. Obviously, if you're watching this in the future, it doesn't matter. But in that update yesterday, they added in brand new lighting to the game. So if this was in the new update, you'd see all this light coming in through the windows. And some of the screenshots at the end, there are screenshots at the end of this video. So I tried to take those screenshots when the light was coming in the window. So you'll see what it looks like. And I think it looks so good. So anyway, I just thought I'd point out why that's not in the game right now, because I built this before that update. But anyway. So I made sure, and the reason that this build took so long, because obviously it's about an hour roughly in length, this part and the previous part, a little bit shorter. The reason it took that long in a sped up form is because there's 4 different houses, 3 different stores, and I made sure to detail each of them accordingly. Like I tried to finish off each of these houses to a standard that I would normally do for one house. You know, each of these houses are fully livable, are fully decorated, and have everything that you need, and have all of the little details. So I made sure to do that in all 4 houses. That's why it's a little bit longer than it normally would be. Now, trying to pick out a color scheme, I got to say, was probably the most... Just picking out color schemes for these places is always the most challenging part in The Sims 4, mainly because you can't customize the color schemes. You have to deal with what the game gives you. And I did my best. And I think I think they all turned out pretty well in the end, except for the shabby one. But that was supposed to be shabby, and of course you will see that once we get to it. So that'll be a little bit of fun once we get to that one. So obviously this is the living room, as you can quite plainly tell, and I got the TV under the stairs. Very good space saving measure. Just demolish the walls underneath stairs, then you can place stuff underneath there. I don't know if you can do it normally, but if you can definitely do it with move objects on. I don't know if you could normally place a TV under there. Maybe, I'm not sure. But with move objects on, you can definitely place stuff under the stairs. The TV will work fine. And then I thought I'd get this little office nook as well with a different wallpaper. I don't know, just like it's kind of like a little sectioned off area, but obviously not really. It's sort of just looking out over the rest of the living room. But I thought it was a nice little divide, especially because the left-hand side we have the bookcase, so you can grab a book, sit down at the office desk, and enjoy it. And we have these nice big windows and these curtains that will cover up most of the windows, but leave a little bit of light coming through the top. Really, really wanted a grand piano in this place, but as you saw, once I tried to put that in, you can really tell the scale of these rooms. And it was quite funny because the gardens as well, the gardens of each of these townhouses are really small. Obviously, they're 4 squares wide on this one by however many deep they are. And I was like, oh, I want to put all this stuff in here. You'll see me later on. I tried to put like a greenhouse in, and I'm like, yeah, these gardens are smaller than I thought. Like, there's no... I really wanted to have like a little greenhouse in the back of one of these. And I would have built it out of walls, but because this level has the taller walls, it looked kind of ridiculous having a super tall greenhouse. So, that was unfortunate. I guess I could have done it just by... I could have just used windows. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, going out to the backyard now, and of course I thought we'd have a barbecue. So this particular apartment actually has a couple of barbecues, because I do one down the bottom and then one, because you may recall this is the apartment that has the large top floor balcony with the expanded balcony. Yeah, here we go. Just what I was saying. I was like, I really want to do a greenhouse, but it's too big. It's far too big. So instead, I tried to make a nice manicured looking garden, and also got a little few planters that you could do some gardening of your own as well, and a little bit of a fence there, which unfortunately, I don't know if I really needed that fence, but it was okay. Yeah, so just a nice little manicured garden. You can really, really start seeing the scale of how small these places are. But I think what's really interesting is that they work. They work. Like, I mean, from what I learned by doing the tiny house builds, I did a whole series of those. I did 6x6, a 5x5, and a 4x4 house, and even a 3x3 square house. All of which were fully livable, except for the 3x3, which it didn't have a shower, but you could wash yourself in the sink, so that worked. All of those were fully livable. So after doing that, I was like, there is absolutely zero reason and zero excuse for why I can't make super thin townhouses work, right? Let's do it. And that's that. And the other day when in the other part, when I mentioned that this is something I've always wanted to do, I was like, this is the perfect timing. I did all the sort of playability experiments with the tiny houses, and now I know that it's going to work. So then we can definitely go in and make these townhouses and make them really detailed and have a lot of fun with them. So this here is the main bedroom. We have these sort of baby blue stripes on the wall, which I think are really nice. And then just these beautiful, clean, white, fancy bed and chair and dresser and built-in wardrobe, all that kind of stuff. Just really classy, Just a bit of class in there. Oh. Don't know why I said it like that. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's push on. Let's push on from that. So you can just see as well the amount of time I just spent trying to pick objects that are going to work together, that are going to fit in nicely and all that kind of stuff. And then this is the main bathroom. I don't think I did any en-suites in any of these houses, just because there's really no room. This bathroom here is really designed for both of the bedrooms on this floor. And then there's also a bathroom that I do upstairs, which I guess is more designed for entertaining, because that's the entertaining level. And you'll see it as we get up there, that space is definitely designed for, parties and having guests over and all that kind of stuff. And I think it'd be pretty cool. So I think it'd be really interesting to actually play on this lot. And see, I want to do a couple things. Like I said, I want to run a restaurant from this lot. I think that'd be cool. If you can run restaurants like we could retail stores. Like, I know you can run the restaurant, but if I can run the restaurant and stay on the lot and sleep there, because I know you can't run a retail store on your home property, but you can own a retail store that has all the qualities of your home property. So that's what we did in a couple of my Let's Plays. We bought a retail store and we basically just built a house there as well as the store. So you could technically make this property a retail store or a restaurant, I imagine, and then just also sleep on it and have the restaurant or store down below. And I think I really want to try that out. I think that's going to be really cool. That's something I definitely want to try out with Dine Out, and also just, get to work retail stores, because this would be the perfect situation. Even if you don't want to make money from the stores, just having a store down below that people actually come and visit and buy stuff from. Like, what I would probably do if I didn't want to run the store, micromanage it myself. I'd probably just hire all the employees to do it. The employees aren't very good at their jobs. They tend to sort of slack off most of the time and not actually do it, but that's fine. If you just want a retail store that you could go down to and just see and meet people that are coming by, I think that's a really cool way to do it. And I think this could be a really interesting lot for it as well. And what you could even do, if you really wanted to, I guess you could set it up like an apartment as well. Like you could even have 4 different families. You can have 2 Sims in each family, right? Because you can have 8 Sims in a house. And then you could just put everyone on full autonomy, lock the doors for certain houses so they can't go in unless you invite them in, and then also assign all the beds, and then you could just play 2 of the Sims or something and let all the other ones autonomously do their own thing and just kind of ignore them. So you could, in a way, artificially create a apartment/retail lot that actually kind of semi-works. And I think that'd be really interesting to try and do that. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and do that in like a live stream or something. I don't want to do a let's play of it because, I don't know, because it would be, I don't know, it's more of an experiment than anything. And I don't think it would really fit into any of the let's plays I'm doing right now. But as a live stream, just sort of experimenting with it could be really, really cool. Anyway, so we're on the top floor. We have been for a while. This is the sort of entertaining? Yeah, the entertaining space. Now, I didn't know what to do in that little nook until I was like, you know what? This house is for entertainers. So I did a little kitchenette there. We had a microwave and a sink, little kitchenette, and then out here on the balcony we have the built-in barbecue, bunch of counters, even have the dishwasher there, and an outside bin. So you have everything that you need, and a bar, of course. So there's a bar, there's a barbecue, there's a little dishwasher, there's a bin, there's a sink inside, and a microwave. The only thing that's not upstairs is a fridge, because I really, really wish that they had mini-bar fridges. I don't know if they have them in Dine Out, but I hope they do, because, I mean, that would be a good place to add them. Mini-bar fridges are something we need. We just need mini fridges so you can put them in counters and just have that there as like just a snack fridge or just a drinks fridge or something like that. That would be perfect. I know you could technically use like a cooler, like from Outdoor Retreat. They have that like little cooler they can grab little snacks out of. So that is possible. But anyway, it would be nice to have an actual mini bar fridge. Right, so this is the next apartment we are working on. Try and guess the style of this one that I'm going for. Now, this one was more interesting to try and get to work because, like I was saying in the last part, because this second level here is the taller walls, trying to get doors and windows that all match together at the same height and actually work was really hard. So, because the walls are so tall, I want to cover the entire wall with a door or a window or whatever. So that was quite difficult, but I managed to get it there in the end and it seemed to do okay. You may even be getting an idea of where this build is going right now in terms of its styling. So yeah, this is the shabby one. This is the real tacky one, like the scummy one. This is going to be the cheap one. Like this is where you'd live if you don't have a lot of money, because the bookstore down below is also really small and it's really pokey and it's quite old. And then I thought the apartment on top of it should, follow the same sort of vein. It should be kind of old, kind of run down, a bit, well, not a bit drab. It's really drab in here. I'll tell you what, I actually had a lot of fun making this super drab. We have all these sort of beiges and creams and like all this wood and this horrible wallpaper. It's like, it is so drab. It's wonderful. It's wonderfully drab. It is wonderfully drab. But yeah, so that's what this one is. And getting some crappy lights in there as well. It's also just really dark. Even though it has the same amount of windows as all the other apartments, it's just really dark because of all the colors as well. Like it, although one of the other, you'll see in a bit, and one of the other apartments has like dark flooring and all that kind of stuff. It still looks quite bright. I guess because the lighting, I just put crap lights in here as well. So I guess that doesn't help lighten it up at all. But yeah, so there's that. Anyway, I wanted to put some paintings on the wall, but nothing too colorful. Again, it had to be pretty gross, pretty grotty. Like someone just has chucked all their cheap furniture in here and they're like, done. That's all I need. That's all I need. So now this is the entire apartment. It's only 2 floors of a 3-tile wide build. So again, trying to get everything to fit in here was pretty interesting. I wanted to get a few bedrooms in here. I'm not actually sure. I didn't actually test this. I meant to. That bathroom there and walking past it, I'm not even sure if you can do that or not. You know what? I'm gonna load up the Sims 4 right now and find out. And if not, I'll probably reshare the property for download. I meant to test that. I don't know if you can actually get past that or not. I am going to do my research now. The game is loading. Let me just move it over to the side so I can still see the video preview. There we go. I'll put the video over there, actually. All right. Yeah, so I did manage to get 2 bedrooms in this build, apparently. Whether or not you can actually get to the other bedroom is a question that remains. But I shall find out, and I will get back to you. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. All right, let me load up the save. Yeah, so we've got, like, I guess a kid's bedroom in there, so you can have a kid and then, like, a couple of adults, or even just one adult, or 2 adults, and you change out the bedroom, whatever. You know, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, beautifully drab build. It's all there for you. You even got the little office. This is the one I was talking about in the previous part that had the sort of office chair in front of the fire escape there. Because it's a fire escape. It's like, well, you wouldn't always need it to be open so you could walk through it. Like, you can, if that was real, you could just wheel the chair out of the way, right? Like, it's a Sims, so I didn't really want them to use a fire escape anyway, because it is a Sims and it'd be kind of annoying. Anyway, so I thought it's kind of drab, so I thought we'd just have some exposed, like, clothes hangers there on the wall, just a freestanding wardrobe, all that kind of stuff. Now, I am in the game. I'm going to get my sim to go over there. My sim's currently sleeping in the super awesome apartment. Oh, wow. They went a really weird way. They went like... because they were in the fancy apartment that you can see on the left there, or on top right now. They went up to the roof and down the fire escape to get to the other apartment. Right, can we get past that? Let's see. Oh, yes, it works. It works. Nice. All right, cool. That works perfectly fine. I'm going to keep the game open in case I need to check anything else. Anyway, let me put that there. All right, so we are on to the next apartment. Now, this one is quite a nice apartment as well. It's not as fancy as the other fancy apartment, but it borrows some sort of design cues because they're pretty close together. So I thought maybe the same sort of developer purchased both of those and sort of did them up and then either flipped them or started renting them out. So it's a similar sort of color palette. A little bit different, a few accents here and there, a bit more greens and teals and all that kind of stuff. And it's got a very thin kitchen in this house because this is only a 3-tile wide house and we had the stairs coming up there. We had this like 2 square gap that I needed to fill. And also that little gap behind the stairs was perfect for putting the fridge in, as you saw. Like I was like, oh yeah, I can put the fridge in there. That will be great. Had the nice little kitchen in there. It all fits, it's all functional, and I think that's so cool. Now, upstairs does only have 1 bedroom, but that's all I could fit in here, just one. It's nice, a very big bedroom, actually, if you look at it. We had the 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and a nice little landing up the top. And, of course, we have a nice living space down the bottom, and also a beautiful garden, which is good. So, thought we'd go for a little pink couch in this build, which I thought was quite nice indeed. Bit of pink couch. I don't know, just mix it up. I wanted it to be different to the other build, but I liked the style of the fancy build, so I was like, I like that, but I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, make it look a little bit different at least. There's so many things I wanted to put in these builds, but as you saw, like when I pulled them out, like the foosball table, for example, when I brought them out to place them, and then you see how small the room is, you're like, that's interesting. Yeah, this is where I forgot to put a dining table in because when I was planning this out before I started building this area, I was like, I need to put I'll put the dining table in the living area and then we'll have like a sort of galley kitchen in there. And then I forgot to put the dining table in. But then I remembered, so that was okay. Did I leave the instrument there? I can't remember what else I put there now. I had a little chair for reading. I don't know. I don't even remember what I did down there. I guess that's what I did. I mean, actually, you know what? I can just look. I have the game loaded right now. Oh, look at the new lighting. The new lighting. I'm looking at the game right now. It's beautiful. Oh, that's what I did. Oh, spoiler alert. I don't want to say anything about what's coming up. There's some pretty exciting stuff, though. So just here on the landing, I thought I'd get a little computer chair. That sort of pushed into the wall a little bit, just to give me a little bit more space there on the right-hand side to fit in another little chair. And some paintings and some mirrors and all that kind of little decorative hoo-ha. Anyway, getting a nice bed here in the room. I was originally going to put it against the wall like that, and I was like, why am I doing that? I could just put it in the middle, and they would be able to use it just fine. Because they can walk to either side of that, no problem. Actually, I think there's one of the, I noticed actually, when I was taking screenshots, one of the curtains of one of the builds goes through the floor. I don't know which one it is. But I don't think you notice it in gameplay because it's on the level above. I'm having a look now. You can probably hear me clickety-clacking. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's the one in the drab build. That's all right. Yeah, I mean, you don't see it in gameplay. It's only when I took the screenshots. Because when you take the screenshots, you have all the levels up and you sort of fly in the build, so it sort of shows the items from above. But when you're playing the game, you don't see that at all. I don't know if you can go through those doors with that thing there. I want to find out, actually. You know what? I can test that right now. Let me move the preview over there. Yeah, so this garden as well was going to be a nice little manicured garden. And again, look how small it is when you put this table in there. When I put that table in there, I was like, oh my god, this is such a small space. Like, it can sometimes look a lot bigger than it is. Like, if I took that table out, it would probably look a lot bigger. But it's quite interesting how small it really is. Anyway, I'm running my sim around over to that build now. And they can walk out of that door perfectly fine. Fantastic. It's good to know. Good. I'm going to keep this open in case there's anything else I remembered I needed to test. Because there's a few things that I was like, I'm not sure about that, and I will test that later. Then I forgot. Anyway, it appears that we've moved on to the final build. At least I think we have. Now, this one was a lot of fun. This is probably a build that is most like my style, you know. The sort of industrial kind of exposed brick, sort of dark colors, rustic almost, kind of, not really, but a little bit with the counters. You get a kind of rustic feel, but not really. But that sort of industrial sort of vibe that I think this is the one I would live in out of all the four. I mean, I definitely wouldn't live in the drab one. I would probably live in the fancy one too, don't get me wrong, because that one is the biggest, like, let's be honest. But this one is probably the most like my style anyway. And I had a lot of fun with it. So I thought, because all the other kitchens were running sort of lengthways down the house, I thought I'd do this one different. You know, we'd have it going across, we'd have an island counter and a sort of dining room that looks out over the garden with these huge windows and this beautiful big door, so you get loads of light flooding into this room. So it's different to the others in that way, that you sort of get this nice island counter that you can also sit at. Really great entertaining space with the backyard as well, because while this is one of the bigger houses, a 4 square wide one, it doesn't have a huge balcony on the top. It does have a balcony, but nowhere near the size of the other one anyway. That doesn't have a jumbo balcony like the other one, which is pretty sweet. I think the other one is really cool with that huge balcony, but this one unfortunately doesn't have it. So yeah, like I was saying earlier on, that this build is darker than the drab one, but it looks lighter because they lit it properly. So we have these like black floorboards, exposed brick, concrete tiles on the wall. I don't know what it is about it, but I really love this look. And then you have those black sort of iron metal doors and that with the golden handles as well. Like, I don't know, I really love that look, and those sort of industrial lights as well. I don't know, obviously some people don't like it, but yeah, that's what I like. I think it's awesome. I'd love to have a place like that. Although it would probably cost $1.5 million bajillion dollars, because if it was in a city like where these fictitious townhouses I'm building are, it would be incredibly expensive. I could probably not even afford the shabby one if this was real. At least if it was in Sydney somewhere, I couldn't, because that would be expensive. Man, that would be expensive, and I would not be able to afford that. Anyway, so trying to figure out the layout. I think I almost forgot that there was a second floor, or a third floor, I guess, on this one. But I did manage to remember in the end to put the stairs in. So on this one, instead of having an entertaining level up the top, that's where I put the second bedroom on the level above. So actually, no, I lied. There is an ensuite in this build, because this one is an ensuite. This one has the ensuite on the top floor. The top floor is the master bedroom and master suite. And then the sort of second floor is the general family bathroom / guest bathroom and secondary bedroom. It's still 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. I probably, if I wanted to, I probably definitely could have fit in a third bedroom. If I made that bathroom a little bit smaller, made the other bedroom a little bit smaller and shuffled it around, I could probably fit a third bedroom in, but I didn't really want to. I liked the sort of vibe that it had, and it was a little bit of fun. And we got this big spa bath in there as well, which I thought was quite nice. Yeah, so that's that bathroom in there, and we had that little landing space coming up there, and that, I don't know, I felt like this house deserved a bunch of, pops of color. Yeah, we got that dark sort of green wallpaper that not a lot of people are a fan of that color, but I think it looks really nice with this sort of black floorboards, white trimming. And then we also have this sort of strong peach color in the master bedroom, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know, this bedroom is kind of funky. I don't know if I like it in hindsight, but no, the colors of it anyway. I don't know in hindsight if I like it. I liked it at the time. Looking back at it now, I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of it. You got these sort of the peach walls, the lime green bed tables, and then like a black bed. And I don't know, it's interesting. Let's leave it at that. It's interesting. If I were to play with this lot and live in this particular apartment, I would probably change those colors. But that's just me. In hindsight, looking back at it. Also, to be fair, at this point, I had been building for maybe about 6 hours or so, and it was about 2 or 3 in the morning. and I wanted to finish it before I went to bed. So, yeah, in my defense, I was probably tired, and I thought that, you know what, that looks good. Anyway, so in this bedroom, because this is a very big bedroom. Because I didn't have a secondary bedroom, or a third bedroom, sorry, I thought I'd make this a twin room. So we'd have two beds. It could be like two children, two teens, or whoever's sharing this room, or whoever it is, could have this room. So that's, you know, two beds in the one room. Because it was kind of hard to fit a second bedroom in, because while I could, sure, run a wall directly down that, split it in half, the question is, how do I get a door there? Because we have those stairs in the way. There's no way to get a door to the second bedroom. So it was easier to just leave it as the one big bedroom, had the twin beds in it, and Bob's your uncle, you're good to go. You know, that worked just fine. And of course, going around doing some curtains, and then we got to do this little living space up here. I thought I'd do a secondary TV in this area, because if this one is kind of like a family townhouse. I thought maybe downstairs you'd have one TV, upstairs you'd have another, so, you know, you can separate mom, dad, and the kids, or whoever and the kids, or whoever and the teens and adults and elders and adults. I don't know. You might want to watch something else, so you can go do that upstairs, or you can do it downstairs. That was my thinking anyway, and that's why I did that. Oh, we're in the screenshots already? Man, I guess because it's 26 minutes in, it ends at 31 minutes, so I guess we have a lot of screenshots. There is a lot to see in my defense. So obviously we're looking at the outside. I am more than excited and super happy with the way this turned out. I love the exterior look of this place. It is awesome. Look, I love that shot as well. You can see the rest of Willow Creek over there. Yeah, I did build this in Willow Creek, which I guess some might find that a weird choice, but I kind of just build wherever when I'm building houses. I just build them on an empty lot. It doesn't matter where. But I think this would fit very nicely in Windenburg, maybe with a few little style changes to make it sort of blend in a little bit better. It'd probably also fit well in Willow Creek, like it is. Maybe not right here. Maybe also Magnolia Promenade would be a good place for it. But yeah. Anyway, I'm so pumped up with how this turned out. I'm so happy with it. I love that shot as well. So this as well, all these screenshots are taken with the new lighting in. You'll see it when we go inside. Obviously, we're doing all the outside screenshots first. There is a nice close-up of the entertaining balcony up the top, which I think looks superb. Right, here is the drab apartment. You can see that new lighting coming in and doing all those interesting shadows over everything, and the lighting, and oh, it makes it look so much better. I mean, this is the shabby one, but it makes it look so much better. And there's some light coming in the window there as well. Yeah, so we're going to go through each of the houses first, and then we're going to go through the stores down the bottom. So obviously we're doing the drab one first. Here is the upstairs landing. There's that computer in front of the sort of fire escape as well. There's the bedroom. Suitably drab, suitably cheap. This is supposed to be, I guess, your kind of starter townhouse, if you will. I don't know how much it would cost. It'd be interesting to find out how much it would cost. I guess you could if you deleted every other part of the build, just to see how much that one unit costs. Anyway, here is the super fancy one. We have this beautiful lighting coming through the windows. Got that nice table there. Nice little shot down the galley of the kitchen. Obviously, the entrance to this is just around the corner to the right. You may have seen it. Here is the living room of this apartment. I love those stairs sort of coming up over the space as well right there. And we have another shot going the other way as well, so you can really sort of appreciate the space. Here is the master bedroom for that particular build, which I think, I don't know, I really like this one, but I do think my favorite one is this sort of industrial one. This is definitely a close second for my favorite. Anyway, there's that bathroom as well. And then the sort of the secondary bedroom, which is dressed up with colorful slots and fun posters and wallpaper and all that kind of stuff. Nice expensive bed as well. Everything in there is super expensive. Pretty much as expensive as I could make it. This is the upstairs bathroom in the fancy apartment. Here is the entertaining level on the upper floor. You got the little kitchenette in there, the TV and the sofas. Looking out there, you can see the entertaining balcony that we saw earlier, just through that doorway. And then this is the next apartment over. This is the second, I guess, fancy apartment. A little bit cheaper. Some of the stuff's a little bit cheaper, but it's also smaller. Only 3 squares wide. This kitchen is only 2 tiles wide as well. So that's really squeezed in there. Here is the upstairs bathroom. And then I think we'll see the bedroom as well. There's the bedroom. The bedroom's not nearly as fancy as the rest of the place. I feel like they spent all their money renovating downstairs. Here's my favorite apartment, the sort of industrial one. That door on the left, that is the entrance to the apartment. Here's another view of the living space. Got this beautiful, vibrant couch with dark floors. And then you have this beautifully bright, white, kitchen. Nice industrial sort of vibe. And you got, oh, look at those shadows. The new lighting Superb. Beautiful job, guys. Here's the upstairs landing of it. I don't know. I felt like doing some windows with like the shutters closed, and I thought that looked kind of cool. And there's the main bathroom, and here is the twin bedroom with the 2 beds and some sort of toys and toy boxes. I guess I obviously designed this for a children's bedroom, but of course you could just use it for anyone. There's the main bedroom. Again, in hindsight, I'd probably change some of the colors in there. I don't know how I don't know how I feel about some of those colors. Not my finest work, I will say, but I feel like everything else makes up for it. Here is the restaurant downstairs, which I think will be perfect for dine out when that comes out. A couple of shots of that. And I think, do we have a look at the kitchen as well? Yeah, we see the kitchen. I didn't bother showing the bathrooms because they were pretty basic and not really worth your time looking at. Here is the day spa, the entrance to it, little cash register. You can see the glass door down the hallway. Here's a little massage table room. And then the next one over is a sort of massage chair or whatever you do. I don't even know what you do in these items, but, they're there, just so you know. And there is a sauna. I thought a little shot through the glass door looked cooler than just looking at the room itself. Here is a bookstore. I think this is probably my favorite store. This one just is so pokey and tiny and has all this sort of character everywhere. Like all these weird little shapes and everything. I think really make it look kind of cool. Really cool, that one. This is the garage, obviously underneath all of the gardens out the back. And here are the floor plan screenshots. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. The download link is below if you want to see part 1. If you haven't already, click the link down below as well. But yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day.